This is PC747. This holiday season, I am looking to help you guys out. As this is time of year, a lot of people want to go out and buy some cell phones, and yeah, I mean, this is a good time to do that if you went up for an upgrade. But one of the things we want to try to do is help you get the best deals and make sure you are able to be ahead of what's going on when you're out there. So let's go ahead and get started. And one of the things I want to talk about is you taking advantage of the deals that are out there. Now, when a phone first come out, for a manufacturer, that's probably when they want to get the most profit from it. And for smartphones, a lot of the times when you have to worry about when the phone will be out will be two times. In the spring, when they release, like for Samsung, they release a Galaxy S line of devices. And then in the fall, where you have the iPhone, Google releasing their Pixel phones, and you have Samsung releasing the Note devices. In the middle between there, a lot of times you have a couple other manufacturers releasing devices, but for your major manufacturers, it's going to be either around the spring and the fall. So when you get to around the winter or close to Christmas, that is when you're going to see a lot of those phones. Well, they're have been on the market for quite a bit of time. So you're going to see manufacturers looking at some deals and take some money off because, well, they want to get people to buy it. So this is where you can take advantage of that if you're in the market for a phone. And that's one of the first things I want to talk about. So you're out there looking to buy a phone right now. This is when you're going to want to go ahead and take advantage of some of your buy one, get one deals. A lot of your carriers or Best Buy or other companies will have where you can buy one phone and get one free. Now, if you're buying a phone for yourself, this may not be appealing to you, but if you and a loved one or spouse, you're looking to get, two phones that year, that may be a good time to go ahead and snag up on some of those deals. Also, you're going to see a lot of the manufacturers and your carrier stores throwing some accessories in there to try to, as well as taking money off to trying to get you to, to buy the device. And this is something I wish I would have waited when I bought my Pixel 3 XL. I was one of the people that bought that device when it first came out, and I paid full price for it. And like literally, right around Black Friday, they were pretty much selling the phone for like $200-300 off. Now, if I would have waited, I could have saved easily $150 to $200 off my purchase. But I was one of the people who had to have the device when it first came out, and that's one of those things where if you want to be first, sometimes you pay the price for that. And when I bought the phone when I first came out, that ended up being not the best decision because it took Google a while to kind of get these updates out to fix some of the problems they had with the Pixel. In fact, I'll say that for another time, but it looked like for Pixel phones, if you're someone who want to buy it on opening day, you might as well get ready to deal with a lot of the bugs and issues versus if you will wait about a month or two where Google get a chance to clean a lot of that up. So the other thing you want to do is shop around for deals. Carrier stores where you buy your phone at may not always be the best place to buy it. You may find that, if you look around, you may see Best Buy may have a deal. You may see that if you go to the manufacturer themselves, they may have a deal. So go out there and look for the best deal possible. Now, if you are looking to upgrade, if let's say you're a long time a Verizon customer, AT&T customer, or what have you, if you may be able to take advantage of that and see if you can negotiate that. Look, I've been a long-term time customer. I'd like to see if we can take some money off. And you may actually be able to make that work in your favor. Now, here's something I want to advise you of. Do not buy your accessories at a carrier store. They're like a huge markup when it comes to a lot of accessories. It don't matter whether it be a case or whatever. A lot of times you can find those cases online for much cheaper. Unless you must have an outer box, which you will find that you still get outer boxes for cheaper than what you get at the carrier store. There's really nothing at the carrier store you really need to buy that you're going to, or even Best Buy for that matter, that you need to buy for your phone. In fact, if you can plan ahead. If you know what phone you're going to get, yeah, go online, especially Amazon. You can find a lot of cases and the glass screen protectors or whatever for much cheaper. In fact, you know, a lot of the phones that if I know I'm gonna buy a phone, I go ahead and plan ahead and go online and go ahead and buy some of the accessories first. And I can snag a case for usually $5, or you can get like 2 or 3 cases for like 10 to 15 bucks. And then as far as your other accessories such as adapters, phone chargers, and stuff like that, you can also find online for, again, pennies on a dollar compared to what you're gonna pay for at a carrier store. So when you go to your carrier store, whether it be Verizon, AT&T, whatever, don't go there looking to buy a phone as well as accessories. See if you can avoid that. And this is something I want to talk about too, just to kind of get you aware of. Do your research. Don't wait till you get to the store and trust them to be able to provide you the best information. Now, I've been on, dealt with people at some of these stores that have been knowledgeable, but I've seen a lot of misinformation for a lot of the people as far as associates that work at those stores. I just hear some of the things that come out of their mouth, and I so much want to say something, but I just don't want to get in the middle of it. But it's like either they're lying or they're just uninformed, and there's a lot of information they're putting out there and telling their customers that are just wrong. And a lot of people, who are there, they don't know better because they bought the phone from a Verizon or whatever, and they're trusting that the guy behind the counter know what they're talking about. And some of them do, but there are a lot of them who just don't. I mean, they're there to sell a phone, and pretty much, if you have a problem, get you to someone who can help you. But I'm just was surprised at some of the stuff that come out of people's mouths. So I suggest, before you actually go to the store, Google the phone that you're looking up. Go ahead and do some research and know what phone you want to get before you get there. Don't allow them to help you make the decision. Have your decision made before you get to the store, so that you know that, hey, this phone is pretty much have these positive and these negatives, or this is some of the things that people have been complaining about with this phone. That way, when you get there, you pretty much know what you're looking at, and you're not relying on somebody who's just looking to sell a phone to just sell you anything. And that's something that I've seen a lot of people get caught up on, buying stuff they don't need, or buying a device that was a year or two old and was pitched as new because somebody behind the counter said, yeah, this is the hottest new phone. And anybody who actually is in the industry will pretty much be able to say, yeah, you just got played. So yeah, take your time and do some research before you go into the store. Check your emotions. Before you go in there, don't go in there all hyped up on a device, and have that mindset that, look, if I need to, I'll walk out the store. You need to have that willpower to be able to know that I may need to walk out and not buy anything, and have that mindset ready to go. Because if you go in there and you're excited to buy a phone, and sell people see that, and they're going to find a way to try to sell you something. And this is how you find yourself, getting caught up on a deal that it wasn't really in your favor. They end up selling you a phone or a service that you really didn't need, or accessories that you didn't need, because the guy behind the counter, he talked nice to you, or he seemed like he was very, very helpful. He had your best interest in heart, when the reality is, they were just looking to get a sale. And again, that's their job. Their job is to sell products and services, especially the accessories. That's pretty much a lot of their money maker right there is in the accessories. So for these carrier stores, they're going to try to push these accessories because they're not making money off the phone. So, and that's why for people going into these stores, you want to do some research so you don't get caught overpaying. Because, if you're caught up being lazy because you don't want to look up the information, or you just don't know what's going on, next thing you know, you're going to find yourself spending more money on this phone than what it's really worth. I've seen stores like Verizon, AT&T sell like a a 2-year-old phone for like $700-800, where it's like I really want to tell the person, like, look, you can go online to a place like Swapper and get that same phone for like almost $200-300 and bring it right into that same store and put the SIM card and it works fine. So yeah, don't get caught up trying to go into the store and allow these people to take advantage of you. And I want to talk about the add-ons they like to throw in there, such as tablets, watches, speakers, like I said, cases. Do not go into a store like Verizon or even I could say Best Buy. You may go there for a tablet and watch or something like that. But AT&T, Verizon, don't go in there and allow them to sell you a watch or a tablet, especially tablets. This is something that I really have a problem with seeing this getting pitched on people. Is these tablets that are part of AT&T, whatever, because pretty much what they're doing is they're having you open up another line for a tablet, something that you probably not going to even use that much, especially when phones or all the phones that you pretty much going to buy have the ability for you to Wi-Fi tether. So you really do not need to buy an extra or have an extra line just to provide data to your device. In fact, you with a lot of places now, a lot of merchants you go to, whether it be restaurants or stores, they have Wi-Fi there. So you're going to be able to take advantage of their Wi-Fi. And like I said, if you're at some place where they don't have Wi-Fi, you have the Wi-Fi feature built into your phone. So take advantage of that and don't let them take advantage of you. So when you go to these stores and they want to sell you a tablet that is an AT&T or Verizon tablet, pass on that. For another reason is because I've known people who bought those tablets that were locked to that carrier, and when they decide they want to leave that carrier and they want to go somewhere else, but they couldn't put another SIM card in there because it was locked to that carrier. So yes, if you just was to buy like a regular tablet or the Wi-Fi version from like a Best Buy somewhere, it'll be a tablet that you fully own. It works on any with any place you want to use it, and you don't have to feel like you're locked down. So yeah, don't allow yourself to get caught up that way. Same thing with watches and speakers and cases. Especially if they're Android watch. Android, just as far as a watch, is haven't really caught on that well. And there are a lot of watches out there that I see for Android that $200-400, and I'm like, I don't even see why anybody would spend the money on that. That's just, for me, that's just not working for me. Apple, I may spend the money on the Apple Watch because at least they're still supporting theirs, and they're really having success, well, at least more success than Google and Android is having with their watches. But I'm just not really big in buying a watch from at all. But even if you are into that, again, if you buy that watch through the carrier, they're going to try to, again, find a way to sell you another line with it, as well as charge you the max amount of money they can for it, where if you can go ahead and go somewhere else, you may get the watch much cheaper. And, another thing, the last thing I want to kind of talk on is getting ripped off from these trade-ins. And I've actually noticed that, carrier's not the only one who do this. A lot of your manufacturers would do it as well. They'll say, okay, trade in your phone and you get this much off. Now, if your phone is in bad shape, they may actually be able to help you out with throwing an extra little something to kind of get you another phone. In that case, then, all right, go ahead and jump on it. But if your phone is in real good shape, sell it yourself. It's not really that hard. I actually sold my Pixel 2 XL on Swapper, and the process was real easy. If you keep your phone in a case, which I do, and you keep a screen protector on it, the phone's going to pretty much look like new. Just literally take the case off of it, take the glass screen protector off it, clean it up with a towel or something, and make it look nice. And yeah, all you gotta do is box it up, put it in a package, and mail it. And you're gonna get more value than if you was to give it to these trade-in programs, because what these trade-in programs will do, and then I've seen a lot of complaints with this, is they'll have you go ahead and mail in your device, and you already got the phone in hand, pay for the phone. They have your device, and then they'll say they found water damage, when there are people said there was no way that they have water damage. I was nowhere near water. And they'll find whatever excuse they want to, or they'll say the glass was chipped or whatever, to find an excuse to rip you off and say, well, the reason why we didn't give you the full $300 we promised, we only gave you $100, was because of this. Well, they already have your phone. You already have the device. It's like, well, at this point, you're not going to really fight to get that old device back, so you just take it. And that's, again, how you can get ripped off. Where instead of doing that, if you will go ahead and just sell it yourself, you'll get the full value. You have the money in hand, and then you can take that money and buy the device you want. So, guys, this holiday season, this is the time of year where people are going to be hyped up on the latest device. There are a lot of good devices out there. Whether you choose to go with the Samsung Note 9, which is a good phone, the Pixel 3 XL, the solid device, there are so many great options out there. But just make sure when you go out there to buy a device, you take advantage of the opportunities and you don't let yourself get taken advantage of as far as the salesperson trying to get a device sold to you. Because, again, you have the power to make the decision you need to make. And if you are informed, you are prepared, you may find yourself walking in and getting the best deal possible, especially if you're someone who's a long-time customer with, like I said, a Verizon or AT&T. Now, you may not get the best deal at the store itself, but if you're able to be patient and you're willing to go with getting the best deal over having a device right now, you're going to find yourself saying, okay, I can actually save some money. And this is where you can use your power to your advantage. And, yeah, maybe use the carrier store to your advantage to go in there to play with the device to see if this is really what you like. And if it is, if they're not willing to give you the deal that you want, be willing to walk out. And walk out, call AT&T or Verizon, whoever your carrier is, and say, look, I'm looking to buy the device. This is the deal I want. And a lot of times, you may actually get a better deal by talking to the person over the phone versus in the store because, they probably have more ability to do whatever they can to help you out. And you being patient, this will allow you to, okay, look, I just want the phone. You get the phone at the best deal possible. And while you're waiting for the phone, you can go on Amazon, order the cases, order the screen protector, or whatever you need and save some money so that when you do get your device, you have a case, you have everything ready to go, and you came out pretty much winning. And that's what I want to help you do. I want you to win. I don't want you to get pretty much taken advantage of when you go into these stores. So this is PC747 helping you guys out for Christmas, hoping that you get the best deal possible. I'm out.